Hi, how are you guys? I hope you're well, and I'm so excited that the first installment of Conversations with Friends went really well, and you guys were like so responsive. Yani, I'm in awe of you guys, so thank you so much. Even as you're about to do this second installment, I have amazing people from different countries as well who are going to share their journey, share their time, share their experiences, share their mantras. Yani, it's a whole full package. So stay tuned, keep watching. If it has a part two, just wait for it to have a part two. But as we proceed on to this new series, let's be hopeful. Okay, fantastic. Now let's dive into it. Who's our first guest in this season? Let's see. Hey, Marisa! You're on mute.
There we go.
Yeah, how are you? Wow, your hair is grown.
I know. It's my side hustle. I've been working really hard at it.
Right? I'm like, what? Goals. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? I'm all right.
I am doing well. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, okay, let's do this. Okay, let me introduce the video and then we can do this. Hi guys, how are you? My name is Valerie Munini. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today, and we are going to have a conversation with Marisa. Well, she's gonna tell you more about herself, and yeah, if you're new here, karibu. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much, and kindly subscribe and just stay tuned for more of our conversations. Okay, Marisa, so tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Well, hi Val. Thanks so much for having me and for the welcome. My name is Marisa. I am a lot of things. Currently, I am unemployed and working on it slowly. But in this time, I've also been a writer. I've been a content creator. I have been a lot of things recently as I kind of delve into what's next in this season. But I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I'm a niece, and I'm excited, I think, a little bit for the future, as crazy as the world is right now.
I know, right? I'm like, how are you guys coping, especially there with all these protests?
Yeah, it's been a lot. Definitely been a lot to read, take in, process as the days have gone on. But we're, I think, in day 9 now as we're recording this of protests here in the United States, and all 50 states across the nation are actually currently protesting for the Black Lives Matter movement. So it really is truly a historical time in history.
Wow. Have you gone to the streets?
I have not yet. I haven't yet. I'm still taking precautions even when it comes to COVID. And so in the midst of even a global pandemic, still trying to be careful and cautious. But the plan is to definitely get out there, hopefully this weekend, and see what more we can be doing out together as we charge for this movement. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because that is so sad, and I'm happy like people are just coming together and voicing out what they need to like actually do, which is a good thing. Anyway, thank you for that update. So my famous question for everyone: what's your favorite animal?
Oh, my favorite animal? Oh gosh. Okay, well, so the joke is across all my social media, I'm known as Unicorn Marisa. So I know. People will debate that it's not a real animal, and to that I say, have some imagination for once. But that's definitely my favorite animal. It's mystical. It may or may not be real, but it's a rarity, and I like to think of myself as rare sometimes. So.
And it's cute. So Yeah, mystical art. It is still that. Anyway, so who inspires you in this life of yours, or
Gosh.
what?
So many things inspire me.
Yeah,
People have kind of called me as a notoriously passionate person, so I take that with a lot of heart and thanks and
yeah,
gratitude. But I would definitely say people that inspire me the most are the women that have gone before me.
mm-hmm.
And the women that have gone before me, one, my mom, shout out to Martha, who is probably the bravest and fiercest woman I've ever met in my entire life. And she is all kinds of soft and tender and yet caring and strong. And she's the one that has definitely taught me the most about being a woman, to use your voice and to be a
Yeah,
strong woman. That's like her big thing, and it's really transformed and transpired my life. My grandmother, for sure, as well, on both sides of my family, again, incredibly strong woman. I'm half Hispanic, and so my grandmother on my mom's side is actually an immigrant from Mexico. And so
yeah,
if you're wondering why I look like this, what are you? It's because I'm biracial. And just her story and her strength of coming to this country. But what's inspiring me these days, honestly, even going back to the Black Lives Matter movement, I would say it's definitely the people of color in my life, specifically the Black community, my Black friends, and just their voices being used at this time. It's really a crazy time to be talking about such a movement, but elevating their voices now more than ever, as it should have been from the beginning. And now as we continue this fight, just making and more of awareness and becoming more aware of their struggles and becoming more aware how we can come along and support them. So yeah, I mean, that's a big thing that's inspiring me right now. And the activists and the people that are on the front lines that are doing the work, and continuing to do the work. And a part of me wishes I was like out there doing the work too, but knowing that like there are great people out there that are doing amazing things, and ultimately we're excited to see where this movement goes even afterwards.
exactly. And that's a good thing. We commend them for the things that they're doing. And that's an amazing place to be as a young person, especially. And to go back to like the year you came to Kenya, you literally took everything on pause and said, you know what? I'm going to do this. So, how was it? Like, give us the story of your journey.
Woo. Man, yeah, so a little bit of my story. I worked at a church for 4 years, and that same
Yeah.
church sent me to Kenya. And they were like, you know what, we want to take this cross-cultural thing seriously. And a big way to do that is to actually get involved with our global church partners. And at the time, we were partnering with 10 global church partners in Kenya. And the church that I worked at was probably our longest standing one. And so they said, it should be you, because I've been facilitating a lot of these conversations and facilitating a cohort of next generation leaders. And so at that point I said, I'm in, and signed up. A year of my life. People thought I was crazy. I still think I'm a
I
little
can
crazy.
imagine. I'm like,
Um,
bye guys, I'm going to Africa.
I know. They were like, oh, okay, you're just doing this thing. And I was like, yeah, I'll see you later. And they were like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't even point out Kenya on a map. So it was a little awkward. But it was an amazing journey. And, you know, the thing I always tell people is, people are like, wow, it must have gone by so fast. And it actually didn't. Not in a bad way, but
Yeah.
it felt like 3 very distinct seasons within 1 year. And I really do think that is something that I will forever unpack. I don't think that I'm, even today, 6 months into being home, I don't think I fully have processed everything that happened to me in that year.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of learning, definitely. I think for me, the big thing that I've always stood by and a cornerstone of my life is unity and diversity. And I'm just a big proponent and activist for that, in the ways that the global church and the kingdom of God is so much bigger and richer when we engage with our brothers and sisters all over the world. And the global church is a cornerstone into who I am, and the opportunities that it has given me. I've been able to see a lot of this world, and living abroad and in Kenya really was something that I knew I wanted to do. And so it felt like a challenge in a lot of ways. I mean, wasn't used to Ugali at all. Yeah. I became a large, part of my diet and all the things, a lot of carbs. Every wedding I went to, just nothing but carbs.
Carbs everywhere.
Yeah, but it was incredible, and I think like even in all of like the funny stories and crazy matatu drivers and living in Roysambo and all the different things that I had to do in that year, I think definitely shaped the woman that I am today. And not even just what I did, but the people that I encountered. You, obviously, my host family, the people that I got to encounter, my friends, my life group, my community. Big shout out to the staff at Mavuno Church, which is a church that I worked at in downtown, that I still hold closely and dearly. So it was incredible for sure.
Wow, clearly you experienced the full Kenyan, the full Kenyan culture.
I know.
It was so good to have you. You were doing such a great job. We miss you over here. So maybe post-COVID, I'll be like, hey, I'm here. So, California.
I know. You're more than what I mean, like right now, I'm not really sure like what's happening, but
yeah.
I have one room here, so we can snuggle. It's totally fine. It'll be great. We'll figure it out. I'll take you to brunch. It's fine.
Exactly. But then when you went back, you decided to take a break. So how has that been for you? Like, why did you decide to just quit your job and figure out what next in your life?
I was like, let me just change my life in the middle of a global pandemic because, why the heck not?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it was definitely a process. I came home, I came back to California. I had my job. They gave me a promotion and it was amazing. And I was like, yes, like praise God, like this is what I've always wanted. And then I decided, I didn't decide. I don't know if you ever had those moments where God is like, hey, let's just think about what we're doing here. And you're like, I don't want to think about it. But then God's just like, no, seriously, like, let's think about it. And at the height of COVID, during the stay-at-home orders, especially here in California was actually I think it was like the second state to completely shut down. Really just feeling like, oh man, I know that ministry isn't forever for me. And so I made the plunge decision. I prayed about it, sought some really wise counsel about it, and ultimately felt like, well, to be honest, like I was more afraid about what happened if I stayed than if I left. And by that, I just mean I knew I didn't want to make ministry a career. And it was a tough choice. I always tell people I fell into ministry. I've been in this thing for 10 years. And it was a long time. And I didn't have any formal uni education or anything like that. I just fell into it and I loved every minute of it. It was an incredible joy, and it was also the source of a lot of pain, if I'm honest too. But even in all those hardships and lessons, knowing that, you know what, like the same verse of look at how God takes care of the birds in the sky and how much more he'll take care of me was really a cornerstone verse for me in my decision making, and ultimately took the plunge to not and to quit and resign with a heavy heart. I hated leaving the outreach team. They were family to me, and so much of my community is still from there. But I ultimately knew that this is what was going to be next for me if I felt like I was going to be obedient to what God had for me. And I tell people every day, no regrets on my decision at all. Has it been hard? Yes. Have there been hard days? Every day. Has there been moments of struggle? Absolutely. But even through all the turmoil, zero regrets about my decision to leave. So, but yeah, it's been hard for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's clear because God usually gives us decisions, and he's always for like, are you going to obey, or are you just going to live with the knowledge that you already have? So the fact that you took that step and obedience, clearly he's preparing somewhere like way bigger for you, so that he's just like, take a chill pill, but remember ahead there's something big, there are things bigger than you that are waiting for you to like go by. But it's good because see, now you've gone back to writing, you've gone back to creating content, like now you're doing like way more things that you're passionate about. So what's your most favorite memory of all time?
In Kenya?
Anywhere.
Or
Like it could be, yeah, it could be 5, it could be anywhere.
oh man, my most favorite memory. Well, I have a lot of great memories in Kenya. Some for me, it's always small moments, and so
Yeah,
my host family, the Nyamus in Kenya, they have been just. I mean, you know them. You know, they're your people.
yeah,
It's actually how we met was at my house, the house that I was staying at, which is hilarious too. And they were just the most incredible, heartwarming people for me. Little moments, right? Like making guacamole in the kitchen while Sama's dancing and Nisi's helping me, and we're all just cooking dinner together and washing dishes
yeah.
afterwards. Dance parties in the living room, you know, like little stuff. I definitely miss. I miss life group meetings for sure. I would say a memory that I have, probably one of the best ones was actually around this time last year. I got to see so many of my friends at the Fearless conference that Mavuno puts on every year. And so it was like this crazy world where like my best friends from America and like my best friends from Kenya were all coming together and we were doing this wedding. 2 of my friends were getting married and it was just like this high of highs. And it was incredible. And I had the best time. Got to see my mom. My mom surprised me. She came out here. It was the best kind of experience I could have. And so truly one for the books, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so memories even before that, I would just say, again, like it's the little things. I'm a big proponent of happy hour. So anytime I get to go to a happy hour with friends, I'm like totally there. Let's do it. Let's decompress our long days and figure it out.
Yeah.
I would say a fun, like kind of crazy memory I have in Kenya even was there was a time one of my really good friends was speaking at a local church in, oh gosh, where was it? I think it was like in Karen. And I was all the way in Roysam. But it was the day where like, I think if you remember, like Ubers like were shutting down and everyone was like on an Uber
Yeah.
protest. And I was like, okay, well, how am I going to get anywhere? Because Uber was like my thing. It's how I got around anywhere. But it was my really good friend and I needed to see her speak. And it was like a big deal. So I took a boat all the way, all the way from Sam to Karen.
Karen. Wow.
Crazy. Yeah. So my legs were so sore because I was like clenching like for dear life. Goodness, like nobody tell
The
my mom.
wind. Can you imagine? Just like the wind was.
Yes. It was crazy. And I was like, okay, we're just doing this. And so, yeah, I mean, don't recommend for long journeys. Maybe just like down the street, but
Yeah.
girls gotta do, you know?
And you made it. Yay.
I did. And I lived to tell the tale. Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been fun and scary at the same time. I think
Oh my gosh.
that's a long distance.
I was like walking like this for like
Exactly.
uh,
You also had plans to go to Thailand. Do they still stand or are they postponed to like further notice? How awesome was that? There will be a part 2 though, so stay tuned for part 2. Do not miss out, guys. Please, please, please. It's gonna be fire. Yeah, so ask your questions. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below and continue remembering that you're loved, you're cherished, and you're valued. See you on part 2.